So we should not just look at medicine as a precise and mechanistic biochemical process of intervention. We should also look at the psychic, and we should also look at the spiritual. So I am advocating for an expanded psycho-spiritual approach to optimal wellness through music therapy.
Thanks, Prof. Finally, this is a question I've had you answer, but now I want you to be very explicit about it. Why should we have a musical rendition of propagating on trial? Of what value will it be to your work, and of what value will it be to your readers or audiences?
Very good, very good. That's a very good question. You see, you must start somewhere, and the Propagation was born in 1931. Okay? I was born 16 or 17 years later, so he's a towering father figure in the literary world. The East African literary world. He is a towering figure. We should not talk about him in the past tense, because he's still very present through his works. When you publish a work, you are immortalized by that work, which is your creation. It comes from your head. So people are reminded of yourself. We still talk about Charles Dickens. We still talk about William Shakespeare. We talk about Apostle Paul, who is my favorite. But I loved him even more when I was in high school. I read more of the letters of Paul than the Gospels, the four Gospels, the Synoptic Gospels. So my friends in high school used to tell me, you are too much of a Pauline and not a Christian person as far as your theology goes. Because at Maseno School, we spent a lot of time also reading Christian literature, because it was an Anglican-sponsored school, and a lot of resources were available in that area. So we talk about the journeys of St. Paul. We talk about the Gospel of Matthew, the Gospel of John, the Gospel of Mark, and the fourth one is the Gospel of Luke. And they are all talking about one character, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Now, if they didn't write those Gospels, we would not have something to discuss today. And you've seen extremist groups, televangelists in Kenya, telling the Bible says this, the Bible says this, the Bible says this, the Bible says this, the Bible says this. And my friend Timothy Njoya, the Reverend Dr. Timothy Njoya, used to say, the Bible says that, and what are you saying? What are you saying? So you should also have your own original thought. You should also bequeath something to the world. Now, I am using Okot as a point of departure, and I'm using Okot's mind, yes, as a point of departure. Mind, the mind of Okot Bitek, because he raised controversial issues and he said things which could not be said, saying the unsayable through Lawino. He said the unsayable. So from that you get courage. He gives you courage, and it fortifies you. Why? He is the founder of the African Song School. Song of Lawino, Song of Okol, Song of Prisoner, Song of Malaya. And who would imagine that somebody would have that as his title, a title of a book, Song of Malaya and Song of Soldier. You see, so he looked at song, and song is musical, isn't it?
Yes.
As a way of conveying information, as a way of transmitting knowledge. And I think that our universities in East Africa, which I've been in touch with, should pick it up. The younger scholars, like yourself and your generation, and those who are younger than you, should pick up what I call African narrative epistemology. African narrative epistemology, which I have used in my research. Also relying on stories of women farmers in Homo Bay County. They told me, I asked them simple questions of what they ate, how they got their food, how they produced their food, the African food system.